Hi there, Sandra here from Cubicle Corner. Today we're going to take a look at stack, slice, and shuffle cards, sometimes called quilt cards, and also at a version that has borders in it, and how you can make that and maintain the A2 size card and not have to make adjustments. So with this card, you've got your white cardstock base, you've got a cardstock mat glued on. All the measurements will be in the description. And then you need 3 sheets of pattern paper. You're going to cut them all the same size, and then you're going to stack them up. We'll use these ones as an example. You're going to stack them up all together and make sure that they're not out of line. And then you're going to lay it on your paper trimmer, and you're going to make cuts with your paper trimmer so that you've got all the pieces the same for each of the sheets of paper, and then you shuffle them around so that you have 3 piles, because you had 3 sheets for this one, 3 piles with 1 each of the different pieces of pattern paper. And then once you do that, you're going to assemble them on your cardstock mat. I would strongly suggest using a repositionable tape runner. The snugging up requires a little bit of adjusting as you go along, and with the repositional tape runner, you're going to be able to lift those pieces off and put them back down as you need them. So basically, as the name says, you stack the pieces together, you slice through them, you shuffle them, and then you glue them down. So these are the other 2 that I got from this set of 3 different papers, and as you can see, I adjust them around here. You can use some portrait landscape, however, upside down. As long as you don't have paper that has a direction on it, you can pretty much do these anyway. So these are the other ones, and you can see I've got the longer piece on the right-hand side here, and then my 2 smaller pieces here, and those are the 3 cards I got with the 3 pieces of pattern paper. I liked this technique. I wasn't completely happy with the paper I had chosen, and that's how I got into making the one with the borders on it. But I thought that maybe what I was looking at was the type of paper. So I went ahead and I did a very similar cut with different paper, and I really like it a lot better. So I think what I was looking at was just the difference between the paper selection and how the final look came. So we'll just lay this over here, give you an example there. So there's a different paper, a little more fully colored and not as much white in it, and that I was really pleased with how they turned out. So that's the 3-piece seamless traditional stack, slice, and shuffle card. So when you're doing those cuts for the no borders or the seamless, you're going to make 2 cuts. I'll give you 3 pieces, and you're going to glue them down. Now with the no border one, you could make some other cuts if you wanted. The more cuts you have, the more pieces of paper you're going to need. So for 2 cuts, you need 3 pieces of paper. For 3 cuts, you would need 4 pieces of paper, and so on. And as I mentioned before, I don't think I go any higher than 5 sheets, because trying to cut through 5 sheets at the same time would be a little tricky. So looking next at the one with the borders in. So in this one here, you can see I have 4 pieces. I made 3 cuts. Now in this particular case, I had 2 of the pattern pieces of paper the same, and that was because I was using leftovers from this set of cards. But usually what you do is you'd have, with 4 pieces, you'd have 4 different types of pattern paper, which is what was going on with the ones here that I used to demonstrate for this set here. So this was 4 different pieces of pattern paper, all from the same coordinating set, and I made 3 cuts. So with 4 pieces, I make 3 cuts. So there's 1 cut, 2nd cut, 3rd cut, and you can see I got 4 fairly different looking pieces, and this one had white in, and this is why I like the border when you have whites, because it seems to just make it stand out a little more. And then you would just glue these on your white cardstock mat, or your white cardstock base, and then embellish as you wish. Now you can put borders in without having to make adjustments to your paper sizes. And what that involves is changing the size of your mats and your cards. So what I did initially with this when I was working towards these ones was I trimmed 1/8 of an inch off all the way around, and then I had to adjust my mat size and adjust my card size, and involved making them a little bit shorter in each of those cases. With this one, I've given you the measurements for the patterned papers so that when you stack them and cut them, you will end up with pieces that will be laid down on the mat with borders in them. Okay, so these are actually a little smaller than the other ones. Now, when you do your cuts, some things to remember here. So you've got 4 pieces of pattern paper, you've got 3 cuts. When you're doing these cards, you must cut out to each side. So every side of your card has to have one of the cuts coming to it. Okay, that will work. This will not work. I've got 2 cuts coming out to this side of the card, one here, but nothing over here. When you put those together with the 1/8 of an inch borders, they are not going to fit properly, and you're going to have to do some trimming and adjusting. So make sure that if you're doing the border version, that you have a cut coming out to each of the 4 sides. So there are 3 cuts, but they've got to come to all 4 sides, 1 per side. Okay. And then we'll just lay this over here so you can have a look. Nice looking, like I say, with some embellishments on. A great little card for when you need to make multiple cards, like for something like invitations. An easy way to do that, but also suitable for any occasion. So all of these ones that I've made, I've got, other than the ones that are specifically for Valentine's Day, I have only made card mats, and I don't have them yet attached to the bases. I've got the mats with the pattern papers on. I'm going to embellish them, and I'll decide as I need them whether I'm going to use them for birthday cards, anniversary cards, thank you cards, whatever. Like, I mean, they could be any all-occasion card. And I think, you know, it's a really neat little trick for coming up with multiple cards. And for occasions like Christmas or Valentine's Day, where maybe you have a lot of cards that you send out, perfect way to do that. I did all these embellishments on my Cricut Joy machine, and it was, you know, just a matter of putting it down, cutting out as many as I needed, and gluing things together. And these will be going in the mail this week. So I hope you give this a try. If you have any questions, let me know. All the measurements, as I said, will be in the description for the video, and it's a lot of fun. I think you'll like it. Happy card making until the next time. Take care.